On August 5, Alex Jones was ordered to pay $50 million in total damages for the parents of Jesse Lewis, a first grader who was killed in the Sandy Hook shooting. Thankfully, the jury was nice towards Jones because the parents, Neil Hansen and Scarlett Lewis, were seeking a total of $150 million. But this wouldn't be the last time Alex Jones faced punishment. Alexander Emery Jones was born on February 11, 1974, a far-right American who owned a radio and television show before being banned across multiple social media platforms. He earned a reputation for himself with his ludicrous and radical anti-government conspiracy theories. What exactly is going on with Alex Jones, who was formerly famed for his outbursts, now known as a meme and about to lose it all? What exactly are they about? In December 2012, Adam Lanza decided to go to Sandy Hook Elementary School and kill 20 students and 6 staff members. The horrible tragedy shattered America. 1 year after the incident, Alex Jones began airing his thoughts about it. He claims that it was all a government operation and an inside job. Why is Alex Jones acting this way? First, we need to comprehend his views and ideologies to understand his behavior. Jones began his broadcasting career in Texas, where he worked for a small radio station before creating his own brand, InfoWars. He was later dismissed as a result of his outrageous statements. After 9/11, Jones resurfaced, stating that the Bush government was behind the disaster, and that several of the 9/11 hijackers were trained in the United States. He implied that it demonstrated how the event was manufactured. But is this true? Fayez Bani Hamad allegedly attended the Lackland Air Force Base Defense Language Institute in Texas, while the remainder of the hijackers studied to fly at flight school in Florida, Arizona, Minnesota, and Atlanta. To argue that Alex's claim is completely true would be insane, but given what the US has done to keep control and power, it is clearly a possibility that some things have been hidden away from the public. Over the previous decade, Jones has earned the exposure he's been looking for, and even more so during his false flag diatribes that, according to him, call into question the veracity of mass shootings. Needless to say, Jones' views and ideologies have propagated over the internet, and the world knows him as the most paranoid man in America. We all know who Alex Jones is and what he has prompted in the name of truth. But was he always this way? When did his reality begin to crumble? Alex Jones led an ordinary life. Growing up in a suburban area in a family where his father was a dentist and his mother was a housewife, he played sport like everyone else. In his teens, Alex read a book called Non-Dare Call It Conspiracy, which caused his view of reality to steadily shatter. The book is about the actual powers behind the scene that control and influence our country and its policy. Alex hosted a viewer call-in show on Austin Public Access Television after dropping out of community college. This is when Alex Jones' career as a conspiracy theorist began. He began by making outrageous allegations about Waco siege, claiming that the government and ATF were behind the event. We can clearly see that Alex Jones in one way or another has always been the way he is now. At an early age, he was affected by a bug that sparked something within him that many would describe as mad or delusional conduct. But what has been the impact on those who watch him and listen to his wild theories?
No one came to this place, you lying sack of shit, government motherfucking sellout. I represent the righteousness of God.
It is unknown how many cases Alex Jones is actually facing. Nevertheless, there appear to be several headlines discussing the defamation case in Texas and Connecticut. However, according to a website called InfoWars Lawsuits, Alex Jones is facing 4 defamation lawsuits related to the Sandy Hook tragedy. Alex Jones has now lost a lawsuit in Texas, where he was ordered to pay up to $45 million in punitive damages. Parents of Sandy Hook victim Jesse Lewis were awarded $40 million by the jury. This totals up to $50 million. Punitive damages are considered penalties that are usually granted at the discretion of the court. A substantial punitive damage award, according to the jury, also serves as a warning to others who might consider in similar behaviors. What is defamation? Defamation is a remark, whether written or spoken, that harms the reputation of a person. This is where things become complicated. How can we tell the difference between defamation, free speech, and opinion? To understand the difference, we need to break down the definition of each concept. Opinions are assertions that cannot be proven to be untrue or accurate. Only slander and libel are considered defamation. Slander is oral defamation, which involves making false claims about another entity verbally. However, for this to be deemed as defamation, a third party must be involved. Libel is written defamation, which includes false remarks published online or in a written paper. But has Alex Jones ever said that his claims are facts or opinions? Well, not really. Alex Jones specifically said that he's attempting to uncover the truth, but this did not imply that his comments are neither correct nor false, but rather showing us what Alex Jones' beliefs are. It's difficult to see how a man described as a conspiracy theorist isn't sharing his opinion. Again, an opinion is a judgment, a point of view that cannot be verified. Isn't a conspiracy theorist someone who believes in an unprovable belief or opinion? The complication keeps mounting up. A Connecticut jury awarded almost $1 billion in damages to 50 plaintiffs blasted by Alex Jones for making misleading and deceptive remarks about the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, one of the biggest damages given in a slander trial in the United States. The total damages given to the plaintiff equal to $965 million. In the prior case, Alex Jones was ordered to pay $50 million. Alex Jones must pay now $1 billion in total. In addition to monetary award, the jury also granted attorney fees and costs. What are attorney fees and costs? Simply explained, attorney fees are the amount of money paid for the attorney time and effort on the case, whereas cost is the amount of money paid out of pocket expenditure for the case. These fines and charges simply add up to the amount Alex Jones must pay. Twitter rapidly picked up on this, and big argument regarding free speech and defamation against Republicans and Democrats erupted. Others compared Alex Jones' verdict to the vaccination falsehoods. For example, during a COVID hearing in the European Parliament, one of Pfizer directors revealed that the COVID-19 vaccine had never been tested for preventing transmission, while smiling at the question.
Was the Pfizer COVID vaccine tested on stopping the transmission of the virus before it entered the market? Please say it clearly. If yes, are you willing to share the data with this committee? Yes or no? And I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Regarding the question around, did we know about stopping immunisation before it's entered the market? No. We had to really move at the speed of science to really understand what is taking place in the market. And from that point of view, we had to do everything at risk.
One user, MIA, argues if Alex Jones paid for lying, shouldn't every celebrity advocating vaccination pay as well? She continues, both trending, one with penalty, the other without. Other question if the sum Alex must pay is reasonable and fair. Alex Jones has declared bankruptcy before the verdict, which complicates the distribution of the money to the families. How much money will they receive? Perhaps the only right thing that can be said is that Alex Jones' order of $1 billion in damages surpasses the amount of money he possesses. During the Texas lawsuit, an economist assessed that Jones was worth between $135 and $270 million. How can he pay the money that he doesn't have? When you are sued and have no money, debt collectors can garnish your salary and confiscate your property to recover the payments. Depending on where you reside, you may be shielded from some of these gathering methods. Alex Jones has been relocating his assets in order to protect his wealth. Due to Texas severe defamation rules, the family awarded almost $50 million in the Texas case will most likely not get the whole amount. There are two sets of damages in a civil lawsuit, compensatory and punitive. Compensatory damages are a combination of payments for economic and non-economic losses, such as a plaintiff's reputation and emotional, physical, or mental health. Punitive damages, while awarded to the plaintiff, are intended to penalize and discourage the defendant. When it comes to punitive damages, a jury can impose any cash amount, but the civil legislation limits the amount the defendant can eventually be forced to pay. The existing limit on punitive damages verdict dates back to Senate Bill 25, a revision of the state regulation limiting how much a plaintiff might recover in a case, which was passed in 1995 according to Texans for lawsuit reform. The measure was signed into law during the latter years of Democratic power in the Texas legislature. When the Republicans gained power in 2002, they enacted extensive reform, one of which was that punitive damages could only be granted by unanimous juries. However, the stunning $965 million imposed by a Connecticut judge may prove to be more complex. The law about punitive damages lets the plaintiff get up to double the amount they were given in economic compensation damages, plus the same amount they were given in non-economic compensatory damages, which cannot be more than $750,000. Jones' action resulted in a $4.1 million award for Jesse Lewis' parents as compensatory damages. However, none of this amount was labeled as economic losses. If the cap is upheld, Jones might get as little as $750,000 in punitive damages instead of the $45.2 million. When added to the $4.1 million, the parents may only get $4.85 million in total, which is less than 10% of what the jury decided. In July, InfoWars' parent company, Free Speech System, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, stating that the firm owner has taken out more than $62 million. While watching the decision in his apartment and broadcasting his response, he stated,
"Two plaintiffs,
Do these people actually think they're getting any money?
So far, we know that Alex Jones' struggle is far from done. Despite his filing for bankruptcy and shifting his assets, Alex Jones intends to challenge the monetary damages in Connecticut, but experts believe that he will be financially devastated for the rest of his life. While Alex Jones is facing the most difficult struggle of his life, people online are drawing attention to the atrocity committed by other corporations and comparing them to Alex Jones' verdict. For comparison, Union Carbide only had to pay half of this amount for causing environmental disaster that killed over 15,000 people. The largest fine paid by a banking executive responsible for the 2008 financial crisis was $67.5 million. Study found that more than 10,000 suicides were tied to the 2008 Great Financial Crisis. Although Alex Jones has said things that are dubious and perhaps dangerous, it is important to recognize that many corporations and individuals have done considerably worse than offer a viewpoint that has been shown to be incorrect. Why is it that a guy who presumably stated something untrue is getting the harshest punishment than others who have killed dozens? Countless politicians have also lied, and some of them have claimed many lives. What is their punishment? Whether you like Alex Jones or not, we can all agree that a $1 billion verdict is absurd. Every day it appears that the world is heading down a road where ideology, thoughts, and belief will no longer be tolerated. Every day it appears that the world is restricting language and expression, pushing censorship and controlling the populace. All we have left is freedom, but with consequences.